Real stories, real change. Welcome back to It Starts with Clarity, where we have real conversations at life's crossroads. I'm Ellen Gibson, your host, here to guide you through the moments that shape our lives. Over the past few episodes, we've explored how clarity is the starting point, how vision shapes your future, how old stories can hold you back, and how allowing change becomes the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Today, I want to show you how those ideas come to life through real experiences. Two stories of clients I've worked with. One is a professional and one is a personal story. Both started at a crossroads and both walked away with transformation. We'll call the professional story Breaking Through the Ceiling. The client was a business owner who had been running a successful company for years. On the outside, it looked great, but behind the scenes, he felt stuck. His production had been the same level for years. He had essentially hit his own ceiling. When we started working together, the first step was clarity. Getting an honest, detailed look at where he was right now. Production numbers, team strengths, marketing efforts, and his personal time. Then we moved to vision. What did he want the next 5 years to look like? What were his goals, not just in business, but in life? This required some deep conversations and some mindset shifts. For one, the ability to allow for more, giving himself permission to grow. Also, the feeling of worthiness, believing bigger success was possible for him. Allowing change, understanding that the old way wouldn't create new results. And delegation, letting go of control so he could focus on what really mattered most. Once those shifts were in motion, we created a new business strategy, clear, actionable steps aligned with his vision. Within a year, he not only exceeded his business goals, but he also experienced breakthroughs in his personal life. His business was thriving, his team was more empowered, and he had the freedom to enjoy the success he had worked so hard to build. Now the personal story. Let's call it Rediscovering Identity. Not all clarity work happens in the boardroom. Sometimes it happens in the quiet moments after life changes. I once worked with a woman who had recently retired from a successful and beautiful career. At the same time, her last child had just left the nest. For years, her work and her family had been her identity. Now both of those roles had shifted. She found herself at a loss, unsure of who she was in this new chapter. She felt stuck, sad, and disconnected from her sense of purpose. When we began working together, the first step was, just as with all my clients, clarity. We explored where she was right now, her feelings, her daily life, her relationships, and her sense of self. Then we turned to vision. What did she want this next chapter to look like? This was a big moment because, like so many people, she realized she hadn't allowed herself to dream in years. Through our work, she began to release the belief that her best days were behind her. She embraced mindset shifts around worthiness, possibility, and joy. Together, we built a practical action plan, small steps that reconnected her with her passions, community, and confidence. Over time, she stepped into her next chapter with excitement and purpose, creating a life that was different from before, but equally fulfilling. Both of these stories show the same truth we've been talking about since episode 1. Clarity changes everything. Clarity is the starting point. It allows you to see exactly where you are. Vision shapes your future. It gives you something meaningful to move toward. Mindset shifts create space for growth. They allow you to step past old limitations and to allow change. Change becomes the bridge. It's how you cross from where you are to where you want to be. I want to encourage you to pause for a moment and reflect on your own journey. Where are the pivot points in your life right now? Are there areas where you've been feeling stuck or uncertain? What might become possible if you gained clarity and allowed yourself to dream again? These moments of reflection are where transformation begins. If you're ready to start that journey, I'd love to walk alongside you. Visit me at pivotpointme.com to explore our resources, or leave me a comment to share your own story. And if you're ready to take the next step, consider joining one of our virtual boot camps or mastermind groups. Intentional spaces designed to help you gain clarity, focus, and take action toward your next level. Thank you for joining me for this episode of It Starts with Clarity. Remember, every crossroads is an invitation. Choose the path that leads to the life you truly want. Until next time, keep moving forward with clarity, courage, and purpose.